Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back to another installation of We Have More Thoughts.
What going on? What going on, Buzz?
Are you okay?
That's my.
Are you okay?
That's my. I'm still on the Bayesian high, the Barbados high.
Yeah, he kind of looked like a tour guide.
He look. Yo,
Tour
you
guide
look like
P.
one of them niggas that be on the cruise vacations.
The vessels.
The crew members.
Okay,
Yeah, like, yeah.
This is another cricket tee, cricket jersey.
Okay, so Pierre, in your time out there, did you play cricket?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, but knowing you, I know you're not gonna answer it truthfully because you're competitive. Were you good at it?
It's kind of like baseball.
So no.
Yeah, I'm an athlete.
You good at baseball?
We good at everything.
What's your position?
Actually, I'm afraid of baseball.
What?
Low key.
Why are you afraid of
All
baseball?
right, stand behind the ref, not behind. I'm even saying it wrong.
Umpire.
Next to the umpire, over the mound, not the mound, over the
the plate.
The plate.
Slow down,
My fault, yeah. I'm tripping.
Hey, take your time.
Nah,
brother.
that's how afraid of it I am. Like, you know how fast they throw the ball?
90
And
miles,
you
100
try
miles.
to imagine if it's off a little bit and
You got muscles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still
Nah,
hurt.
you're strong, right?
It still hurt, bro.
Anyway, man.
But yeah, what going on?
I am one of your hosts here.
Yeah.
Accompanied by Q.
I'm here.
Mr. Welcome Down.
Yeah.
Step by step every week, man.
What's up, baby?
We here.
And our Bayesian by
Bayesian boy, International P, yeah.
International. I like that actually.
International P. I
See,
like
that suits you more than Zaddy.
Oh, papi.
Yeah, that bullshit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, I didn't
this
start
suits you
today.
well.
I didn't wake up today expecting to hear that out of your mouth and out of your mouth.
I mean, it's
But I understand.
I'm just being honest.
I understand. Okay.
We had to find you
Let's
a
move
new.
on.
We had to find you a new nickname.
Okay,
all right?
International P.
Yes.
Let's
Now,
do it.
I know you have a tea time today because you're an athlete.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure we
Tea
really
time, tea
tea
time, tea
time. Do you play that when you get on there?
Nah.
You
I
should.
did on a highlight, but for the
Mm.
most part.
A little
It's not
real.
enough.
It's not enough.
It's not
I
enough.
see what you did there.
You like that? All right, Q.
Yo.
Yeah.
Kicking it right to you. As a lot of you know, as of now, Cardi B is in the process of promoting her next project.
Am I the drama?
Am I the Drama, September 19th.
Yeah.
I kind of was able to hear Savon's thoughts on our Need to Know podcast.
Okay.
Q, I'm kicking it right to you, man. What you think of it? Do you think the record is going to work, etc.? I think you had a topic around it too.
Yeah. Well,
So-
she has a single out right now, Outside.
Yeah.
Very fitting for the summer. Very fitting for anybody that's trying to get over, a little fling or
Your
something.
last.
Yeah. If you want to pop a little shit to your ex or that nigga that ain't shit, this might be your tune.
Oh my God.
But I don't know if it's a smash yet. And she has an album on the way. And we were also talking about some other records that are on her album. WAP, I think Up is going to be on there as well.
Yeah.
So I want to know from the new batch of records, because we know WAP, I thought Up was a little smash.
Yeah.
I liked Up.
I like Up. If it's up, then it's stuck.
And they was doing a little jingle to it on TikTok.
Yeah.
But from the new smashes, from Outside and anything else that might come after that, do we think Cardi could catch another one? I'm talking about a smash, like out the gate, it's a hit.
See, Q, I think this is a very good question because I think the song Outside should work.
Yeah.
Right? It's probably going to
Yeah.
perform well on Billboard. It probably is right now at the time
It was projected at this year. By the time it comes out now, it should be on the billboards already.
Right.
So top 15.
Top 15.
That was the projection at the time of this recording.
And
Right.
perfect timing. Summer's just about to start.
Yes, and the contents of the song, right? Like a young lady who feel like she been inside for too long.
Yeah.
Let me remind niggas, right? That's what she literally says on the song.
Yeah.
Now, aside from that, with me knowing that it's gonna work well with the ladies, to your point about her hit making ability to make another smash, you talking like the Bodak Yellows of the world?
Bodak Yellows.
The ones that was on the first album.
Dumb Joints. WAP went number one
WAP
when
went
it
number
came
one.
out.
Yeah.
Something that's undeniable.
Yeah.
Bodak.
That was Bodak for me.
I would like to see, and I haven't heard a lot of people say this, I would like to see Cardi with different producers.
Okay.
And this is going to sound like different. I'm talking like, go get with a Dark Child.
Oh, you want a whole different sound.
Go get with Timbaland when he not using AI. Yeah, because...
So you saying all of hers sound similar?
And dated.
Okay.
Right, like Outside sounds like the summer of the pandemic.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
it's like, you know how rap changes every 5 or 6 years or so, and you could kind of hear a song and understand the period it was from.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hear when I hear Outside. Not that it's a bad song; it's mixed pretty well. I'm getting geeky right now, but just in terms of the production style, I think she could give us another one if she just gets with another producer, like a producer that's a real one. From top to bottom. I'm not saying that other people
sounds a little bit like Up to Me now that you're saying
it. Does, doesn't it?
The same kind of cadence. Outside, if it's up, yeah.
The way the 808s are laid, right? Like it's just a certain style that, granted, she's already kind of phased through, if we're being quite frank, you know, and I would love to see what the next of it looks like.
So her producer's name is Jay White.
Shout out to Jay White. He's made some slaps for her, and I'm sure he's one of the primary producers.
Yeah.
But there is some similarities to the song.
Yeah. And producers collab on projects, right?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, you can.
They can. Yeah. Most producers do that. Sometimes an artist wants to work solely with an executive producer and producer.
Yeah.
Right. And they might incorporate other writers and beat makers, etc. But for the most part, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I would love to see her with, Jermaine Dupri. Like,
I think she'll definitely have if this isn't the hit, something on the album is gonna hit.
Something gonna go.
Especially because
Outside isn't bad. I'm just talking about like a smash.
I think
because she's been looking for one for a little while now.
Because for a smash too, it's not, if it's just purely the song, cool. But also like the other things that are surrounding her within the headlines, like the Offset thing, the
Stephon Diggs affiliation
thing.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of potential for at least one of the tracks to just go crazy.
Gotcha.
Pierre, not Pierre, actually, I heard your thoughts. Q, I never heard your thoughts about the placement of WAP and Up on her album. We spoke briefly about it at work.
Yeah, we did.
Tell the people how you feel.
From a consumer standpoint, as a fan of the music, I hate it. WAP came out in 2020. I don't remember when Up came out, but maybe not too far off from that. A couple
in the
years.
midst of that.
Yeah. But definitely, I think it's too old to be on the album. Now, we spoke to the other side of that too, where it could be the label said, hey, WAP has to be on Meg's album and your album, or they're just attaching these songs that don't have a living place to, because Cardi's not putting out a mixtape.
Up was 21.
21, right? Yeah. Wow. But Cardi doesn't have a project where these songs can live. They're kind of just out there free.
Right.
But for me, I feel like I waited so long for new music that it's a turnoff when I get an album 7 years later and there's old music on there that we've already played and we already know. Yeah. Even though they're good songs and they worked, I would just like a fresh batch of just like, all of this is new.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
It takes up space on an album for something.
It could be two other tracks on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when she's not putting out any other cohesive projects, I get it from the label standpoint that like, yo, we need these songs that are hits. We need them to live someplace. So it might just be on this album.
Yeah.
And I think those two songs give her a sense of comfortability.
Right.
And I think she needs that. I would rather you have two guaranteed songs that's going to make the album perform.
Right.
Which would kind of ease your mind with the rest of the music that you want to place on the album.
And I think that's going back to something he said, though, about the sound. Like you said, Outside sounds old, right? So does she now have to stick to this older sound? Because she got two older songs on there. So what if she wanted to change her sound for this album? And now these two songs that are being placed on the album, it might throw off the sound of the album.
Which is why I think, the pre-order came out. And I think those two songs are like the last two. Okay. So to your point, it might be different and she knows it.
Yeah.
And she had to
She just had to throw those on there.
Yeah.
I'm not mad.
Where else would they live?
That's the thing. She doesn't put out EPs. She doesn't give us anything, which she should. Cardi's nice.
Yeah.
And she be killing them features.
Yo, you just took me to the next place I wanted to go to, actually.
Yeah.
Remixes. Cardi B in her album hiatus.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely been active with features, remixes on other people's shit.
We've heard a lot from her.
Absolutely.
She was on with Lotto.
She was, yeah. You guys know I do these weekly roundup music lists every Friday. You can follow me at Ball Till We Fall. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I just keep up with a lot of the newer artists, older artists, etc. And as a kid, the remix was...
You used to look forward to that, huh?
What?
Hell yeah. Same.
What?
It's like a different flair of the song.
We can have it, like
everything.
Right? Just what a remix used to do for a record and for an artist. Like it was very emphatic.
Take this money.
Okay,
Ain't
like
no way
it meant something. Like remixes meant something. As I see remixes now when I post them, they don't feel as emphatic. If anything, I feel like fans actually prefer the original more these days.
Yeah.
And don't even really spin the remix. So I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys feel like remixes have the same impact that they once had?
So I'm a remix hoe.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Sometimes that
oh shit. It don't take you much, huh?
Nah, if it's fire. Now listen, if it's fire and my ears perked up listening to it off a remix, I'm living there the whole time.
Okay.
I do feel like remixes now have kind of like taken a back seat. But the funny thing is, it makes me, whenever I see a remix, it makes me still go there initially.
Okay.
And I'll at least test it out. Will it hold me is the other thing, but I'll definitely give it a listen.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I don't know if they have the same value. I'm like, as you're saying that, because I never thought about this, I'm thinking about like, yo, what was the last fire remix? Like, yo, I need to hear this.
Yeah.
I think on the R&B side, people like what Chris Brown and Leon Thomas did to Mutt.
Yeah.
I think that's a notable one. But when I'm thinking remix, I'm thinking more like hip hop kind of.
Right.
I can't think of one, and I don't get excited for them too often because, like, I think there was a What the Helly remix, if I'm not mistaken.
With G Herbo, and I love G Herbo, but I didn't need it.
I didn't, right, because sometimes the original song, like, even, I mean, you can say Mutt didn't need a remix, but it's Chris Brown, so we let it rock. But I think, like, to your point, you were saying the remix used to take the original out of here.
Remember?
Like, yo, once they hop on the remix,
it's over.
Different music videos.
It's out of here.
You almost forget about what the original sounds like.
I don't know if it has that same impact anymore. I would have to say it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think I need remixes anymore.
Yeah.
Because
I think I'm okay with it.
So, all right. So for me too, just to kind of explain how I'm looking at the remix.
Right.
So the bridge of a song, if you talk about the construction of a song, the bridge for me is where like
it's supposed to get different.
Yeah. And sonically or tonality wise, as like the song is going through its cyclical changes, when you hear that little slight difference, that's when it's like, oh, like I'm more invested. For the most part, remixes would whoever's on the remix would come in at the bridge part, and since my musically my ear is already like, all right, I want to hear what this sounds like. I'm already, halfway already connected to the remix or the interlude or whatever the case is.
Melody.
So if you put somebody on it who's killing it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like icing on the cake.
Got you.
This is like
you still have that
Christmas for me. Yeah. So that's what kind of draws me to it. But again, like I said, if it doesn't hold me, then it's like,
You know what? I hear what you're saying, and as I'm thinking about it, nigga, I want a new verse. I want a new verse on the remix.
Yeah, it should be a new verse.
It's not a remix. It's just a feature. If you just get the artist to come get, it's just a feature. I want to hear something done differently. We talk about Puff a lot. Say what you want. He knew how to do a motherfucking remix.
Yeah, and there was a lot of energy behind that remix.
Wait, you said who? Puff?
Yeah,
that's crazy. I was just the song he had with Bryson, "Gotta Move On."
Oh
my god. Yeah. Oh my god! I think Young Miami was also on a remix of that.
Yeah, and I didn't need that either.
Ashanti was on there.
Yeah, we didn't need any of them.
Wow, that's crazy.
I like "Gotta Move On." I was bumping that the other day.
Yeah, that's a goodie.
That's a double smoker.
Double smoker.
That's a double smoker.
Hey, barbecue.
Facts.
Barbecue.
Still playing
anything Bryson for me is like
real shit. But I do remember that song, and I do remember that it was an older song that I think Puff brought back to life or something like that.
But I feel like now the remixes are coming and going. Like Nicki jumped on Wayne album.
Yeah.
Remixed the NO joint.
The Band from NO.
Yeah.
It performed pretty well. Her fan base loved it.
I thought she was getting off on there.
She was definitely getting off. But see, that's the thing. Like I remember, and maybe some of the things we had before helped amplify remixes, like the 106 and Parks of the world, Fuse Countdown, right?
Making of the video.
Now it's just like, all right, cool. I put out this banger a month ago or 3 weeks ago, and I just put a feature on it. I didn't change the verse. I didn't do anything else. I didn't do any video treatment, and it just kind of
I see
falls
what you're saying.
flat.
If it's just that, it's like you can't really like rebrand or even push it more. It's the same song.
It's the same song. Should have just did that on the original.
Dead ass. It kind of just falls flat, but I don't know. What can you do? All right. Now, last time we talked about sports on this podcast, Pierre almost took my head off.
Yeah.
We had a passion. Q, you remember?
I watched it back. had to look at the game tape on that one.
Was I that wrong?
Yes. Even Kieran, our in-house Anglo-Saxon, says
you were wrong. Yes. Actually, we were all wrong. We named the wrong dude from the Lions.
It was Jamal Williams.
We
said Jameson Williams.
He's on the Lions, though.
He is on the Lions.
Number 9, he's a receiver.
He's a receiver.
Right.
Jamal Williams is no longer on the Lions.
Facts, he's on the Saints.
Yes.
So for those of you that may have missed that episode, Pierre was dying on the hill of Tom Thibodeau no, I don't even know what fucking hill he was dying.
I'll be
frank. I don't know what the fuck he was saying.
Again, you don't wait until you get to the playoffs. You don't wait until you get to the playoffs and start complaining.
Okay.
He was saying everybody should be dogs and they shouldn't get tired.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. If I'm gonna complain early. Oh, it's too tough. Oh my God, whatever. Let's change the teams. Let's remix it. But if I'm in the playoffs,
let's remix it.
Like,
now you want to remix it. Now you want to remix it. Yeah, I see what you did there. You took the last topic and blended it with that one.
Okay.
Now, since that recording, we have a new NBA champion.
Yeah.
Salute to the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous, Chet, all of those guys. Jalen Williams.
Fuck out of here. All right, no.
You're a hater.
That's GS.
And then after they won, because Q, we're Laker fans. If you would still take me.
Yeah, the draft passed, so
okay, so we good now. I'm back in the clear. You talked to Rich?
I talked to Rich. Braun opted in. Everything's all right. Everything's okay now.
So we back.
We back.
Okay, cool. And once the Lakers left, I kind of became a pseudo Knicks supporter.
Disgusting.
I won't lie.
God.
I won't lie. I'll be honest. I'm from fucking New York, nigga. You got on Knicks colors right now.
You got
on Knicks colors.
This is West 4th. Shout out to all the dogs in West 4th that don't get tired when they hooping on that concrete.
Calm down. You know the Punisher used to hoop over there.
Don't ever tell.
Puff,
he hooped?
Yeah, he used to hoop. I'm telling you, one of my homegirls said.
This ain't Vaughn's fault for even bringing Pun in here. Now we can't get rid of him.
We can't get rid of him. Blame him.
Yeah.
But no, I became like this pseudo supporter, and it made me think about I guess mentality. Just hear me out for a second, right?
Gotcha.
I have certain friends who root for the team that beat their team because in their head, they say, "Hey, I want the best team to win the whole thing."
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't subscribe to that. If you beat my team, you must lose in the next round. Okay, I don't understand that mentality, and I'm realizing it's actually a thing.
Okay,
where they're like, no, I'd rather for my team to be beat by the team who's going to win it all.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. Do you guys subscribe to that mentality at all?
I kind of did last season.
With what sport and why?
Football, Eagles.
Okay, continue.
But if it was so the Eagles obviously won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And to get to the Super Bowl, you got to beat your division.
Right.
Which most sports have different divisions. And they were the front runner. Them and Washington were the front runners to win the division.
Yeah.
Biased the side of the running back, Saquon. I kind of wanted the Eagles to win the Super Bowl because, they were pretty good. They're a well-built team.
Facts.
But if the Cowboys made it out of the NFC East, I don't think I would actually root for the Cowboys.
Oh.
So I get what you're saying.
So you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Depending on the team and the situation.
I don't give a fuck. I want you to lose.
Wait, to be clear, P, what's your team? The Giants?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's rough in itself.
Yeah.
But
I'm not a fair weather fan though.
No. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. I don't agree with that shit.
You don't agree with that shit?
No. Like, I don't want the team that beat my team to go on and win. That doesn't do anything for me at all.
God.
And I be so like, whenever somebody's playing the Lakers or LeBron, I end up hating them for the most part.
Yes. Jokic, Mike Malone.
Yeah, like all of them. I didn't hate Ant-Man. It was just like, all right, we lost. I didn't have any smoke for him too much, but for the most part,
he was giving work.
I knew they was gonna pack him though, so that's why I didn't even. Sometimes you don't even worry about.
Bron look that tired though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, watch your mouth when you talk about Bron.
I'm just calling it like it was.
Bron never looked tired, nigga.
Well, Luka was a little fat.
Thank you.
So Bron was doing a little more than he needed to do. Luka is 20-something years old. Why is Bron running that hard? Like, imagine if the roles was reversed. First of all, Luka probably not even gonna be in the league when he's 40. But another conversation. But I don't like it. I don't like when the team.
Thank you.
I would never do that. Like, so if you're a Knicks fan, but I didn't see this though. I didn't see Knicks fans rooting for the Pacers. Like, everybody was.
Are you kidding me? My entire friend group was doing that.
They was rooting for the Pacers?
I wanted to slap those niggas.
I saw everybody had smoke for Hallie.
I wanted to slap those niggas.
Once the Knicks lost, I stopped watching it. Like,
oh, yeah, because you was in and out.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And they were explaining to me, they were like, no, I would rather for my team to be beat by the potential champions. I'm like, you sound stupid. Like, if you beat my team, you must lose in the next round.
I ain't never seen Q look so tight right now.
Because it's just like the logic behind that is crazy.
It's crazy, but you guys have heard about it before,
right?
No,
for sure.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was such a thing until late. I'm like,
I guess that's God math. It's girl math.
Guy math.
It's God math.
I like that. You might be on to something, Q.
Episode title?
We're
doing titles now. Remember?
You sure?
Yeah, episode
title. It's on us. It's not on Kieran.
Sure?
Yeah. So remember when this joint come out? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you in the chat. It's our responsibility.
Wait, what?
That was waiting. No, he wanted to make sure he know the terms and conditions.
Our responsibility to name it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As long as we agree.
Okay, good. But don't go. I know you be in Tunisia. You can't go. You can't go missing in Tunisia when it's time to title it.
Absolutely.
You feel me? I want to make sure you good.
I would love to be in Tunisia.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
Okay.
All right. Now, we discussed. This is actually something I wanted to talk about for a while, and we don't have a ton of time here, but we've reached our deep thought of the day.
Let's do it.
And Pierre, you've actually watched this piece of content with me, Q. I know you're going to check it out soon.
I'm going to watch it, yeah.
But you already know. You're already abreast.
I know the story,
you're abreast with the situation. Yeah. Long story short, there is a documentary out on Netflix.
Yep.
That it's called Titan.
Yep. Titan.
Yeah. And it's around the submersive that sunk while people were trying to go see the Titanic.
Oh, it didn't sink. It imploded.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, sunk, then imploded, whatever you want. No, it was right. It was swimming and then imploded. Yeah, you were absolutely right. And that was just a horrific event. If we're being
Netflix can't wait for a tragedy.
You know they can't wait.
It was submerged.
Oh.
And then imploded.
I'm sorry.
Let's be technical. The science behind why.
No, I'm fine. Thanks. Okay. It was submerged and then it imploded.
That water pressure, right?
Yeah, pressurized. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want all of you guys to go check out this documentary.
Yeah, they say some stuff I ain't.
Fam, it was eye-opening.
Like even down to the way that the submersible was stored.
Brother.
It was stored outside in the cold.
Brother.
And we all know in the cold, whenever there's like water and ice, like whatever it's in expands a little bit.
Right.
And it was made out of carbon fiber. The hull, I believe, was made out of carbon fiber. And with every dive and with the expansion of the ice, there are micro tears that happen in the carbon fiber, and there's no way to test it until you put it under immense pressure. And
you have to keep doing it to test it.
Yeah.
Now, the deep thought of the day, just to be clear, is you have to know when to listen to others. Okay, it will save you. And I think that was really essentially the theme of this whole doc.
Yeah.
Right. Like to Pierre's point. Niggas been making submersibles, ships, boats for years. No one has ever used carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Stockton, R.I.P. the homie. What's his nigga?
Stockton Rush.
Stockton Rush, who was the CEO of Ocean Gate, the people responsible of the submersive. He was an individual that didn't listen to people. He super smart.
Cutting corners.
He
wanted to be the innovator.
And he would bring in professionals, people that actually were knowledgeable on these types of things, and he would elect not to listen to him.
But I'll give him a little bit of credit.
Give it. I want to hear it.
He was
because it sounded like he did it out of arrogance to me.
For sure. I don't know about arrogance, but he did it out of trying to be a pioneer. So like, he wanted to, his whole basis was he wanted to make deep sea diving and not deep sea diving, but submersible diving, open to like an open market.
But you could do that. Just don't use carbon fiber.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
That was quick
because that was the biggest thing for me, Pierre. But they kept making it a point. Not to cut you. I want to make sure this. They kept making it a point to let us know that they have never used carbon fiber ever in these types of excursions.
But
it's unheard of.
A lot of times you'll be doing some dumb shit, and the dumb shit work.
I see.
Yeah,
but no.
There's a shelf life though to dumb shit. You know what I mean? So like it'll work, but it doesn't mean that it's continuing.
But it's even worse when somebody tells you, "Yo, that's some dumb shit you about to do."
Yo, like,
and you still do it.
Like scientists, I'm talking about people who have actually submerged themselves down to the Titanic before,
right?
But just with other apparatuses are telling him, "Yo,
but don't do this one." He has also done it on different voyages as well.
Sure, but was it made out of carbon fiber?
Yeah, in the same submersive.
Oh yeah, he did. But
it's like I said, everything has a shelf life, degradation period.
Yes. Right.
All right, Q. I'm gonna put it like this, man. For them to test the air pressure, the water pressure of how things would go when they went down, right?
Yeah.
The only indicator of what was going on was loud thumps.
Yeah.
Doof, 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 doof.
They put little mics in it and then just fill it with pressure.
Wow.
So he would hear these while he's submerged into water.
Yeah.
And would be like, nah, it's fine. It's good. Let's just see how long we can do it. How long we can do it. How long it can last.
There was one story where they were on the dive and that happened, and then they just kept trudging forward. I believe they kept trudging forward. They saw it, and then they came back up. But like that's what I was saying too. Like it's an ode to like, a lot of times you'll be doing stuff, and then like you get these red flags in a sense.
Yeah.
But you make it through, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna just keep going kind of thing.
Yeah, but
it's not smart.
It's not smart because when you have other people involved,
that's the thing.
Other families involved. Like there were motherfuckers that were leaving everything behind to work for this company, right? And they were asked out because their boss wouldn't listen to him. He was a hard ass, you know. And then you took families on board with you. Yeah. I wish you could have just told those families,
the father and son that was on there that perished.
If they would have known the process, because they don't know no better. They ain't know what's
no. They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Like,
nah, hell no. Yes, I should.
You should know how they made the joint.
Yeah. Now I'm with Q. Nah, I shouldn't. You should just be protective of us.
I gotta disagree with you, P.
Okay.
When you get on the airplane, you don't know everything about the airplane. Boom. You just get on it.
But you can know everything about it.
But you don't. I'm not saying you can or can't. You don't. You just said you would.
I'll give you an even I think this is a perfect example. It might be a little off, but we all been to church.
Yes.
I've been to my favorite church. One of my favorite churches, the church that I've been to before, that I basically grew up in. They would give accountability package at the end of the year. Yo, this is where your money went. This is the salaries. This is what this paid for. Like documented. Right? I wound up going to another church a few years later, and I felt uncomfortable giving my money because I didn't know where anything was going.
Got you.
But like when you have all the details there, okay, now I can make pretty well informed decisions. Okay, you should have told me you left your submersible outside in the cold, where water and ice was expanding into the thing. You know what I mean? Just how you take care of it. Like it's a high pressure situation. Once you go down there, it's only you and God.
No bullshit.
Yeah,
and
to bring you back up. And the fish.
Yeah, no bullshit.
And the fishes.
And the fishes. But I do hear what Q was saying.
Fishes is not a word.
Yeah, no, he tried it though.
Yo, y'all good in here?
It's fish.
We just helping out.
You never heard swim with the fishes, that like the Italians? Now when Alex say it's a problem, right?
My bad.
Now when Alex say it's an issue, because I ain't Italian, right? And I know it's Italian. I like Italian.
You like Italian?
I do.
My fault. Sorry about that, guy. You right?
Now. Niggas that shook me off my motherfucking pivot. God dang. Oh shit. But no, real talk, because when I was watching this documentary, you just think to yourself, all of this could have been preventable. All of it could have been preventable. And it's just a lesson in knowing when to listen to others. I know a lot of the time us as people, we don't want to listen to dumb people.
Yeah.
I get it. Like it might be someone you just don't trust their opinion, their point of view, etc. However, when you are in charge of people's livelihood, there's a certain amount of care. There's a certain level of couth I need you to have, and not just arrogance.
That's a good word.
There was I'll speak to his arrogance a little bit as to why I think he did. Bro, Q, they could stem his lineage all the way back to the Declaration of Independence.
Benjamin Franklin, right?
Yes.
That was his cousin?
His uncles was at the table.
With Benny?
With Benny. And he comes from a long he comes from long money.
New episode title, At the Table with Benny.
At the table with Benny. He was at the table with Benny.
Yeah.
Okay. He has descendants from that. So I just feel like when you come from that money, that type of family around you, it can make you arrogant into your thinking. And, you know?
And his wife was there when they made the voyage.
She couldn't tell that nigga nothing.
Damn, that's tough.
Can I give some pushback?
Sometimes you gotta listen.
Go ahead. I want to some pushback real quick.
On listen to others, I got some pushback.
What's up?
Could you say that a reason to not listen to others is to be innovative? Is that where innovation comes from?
That's a fine line. That's a great question.
That's a great question, Q. You are so right. The thing with being innovative, though, from my perspective, is you're going to be innovatively stupid.
But you don't know it's stupid until the joint blow up.
I know.
Exactly.
But it might not. And then they be like, yo, carbon fiber is the new way to do this. We can get further and further down. You don't know.
So you know what my uncle told me a long time ago? Everything is there for a reason, right? Like you ever move, this is so fucking random. You ever just move a motherfucking something that looks out of place? Whole time it was holding something up. But it just looked as if it didn't need to be
alone.
Right. Yeah, that's just how I feel about the situation right here, fam. Right? There's been hundreds of years of people exploring the oceans, the water, and taking precaution matters.
We know more about space than our own oceans.
Exactly, especially because of that. So just knowing that information, Q, you're so right. That was a perfect question. it can push you to be innovative.
Yeah.
In that, though, you got to find a middle ground.
Because what was the point in him using carbon fiber? Was it to make it lighter, faster? Because there was a point behind it.
It was cheaper.
Yeah, and it's lighter.
Yeah, and it was lighter, of course. And he just thought that it was okay. Like, real scientists were telling him, yo, this ain't gonna work. He like, nah, we good.
Side.
He like, it's cool.
But Einstein invented light, right? Not invented light, but the light bulb, right?
Right.
You mean to tell me there weren't 1,000 people in his corner, even after multiple failed attempts, for him to be like, all right, let me just cower and not do this because it's not going to work?
See, the thing about light is it's above water.
Okay. Damn, he's good.
You see what I'm saying?
And it's not life-threatening.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it has to do with electricity.
It can be. You're right. And everything kind of has its risks, but at least you're not going to implode while you're trying to...
Hopefully not.
You know, hopefully not. Yeah. You know, but I get what you're saying.
Connect two positives together.
Yeah, then you turn it into Einstein.
But that was it. I was just thinking about innovation because sometimes people might, like you said, they might try to talk you off the ledge. That's never going to work. And then they got the carbon fiber joint now, and it's better.
Now it's pumping, right?
Now you selling mad carbon fiber.
It's called Stockton's carbon fiber.
Yeah, right.
Now
and it's cheaper.
It would be called.
Now you up.
Yeah,
I can see the logic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, some shit where, you know, I've never been. I'm listening to the others that came before me.
Yeah. And two, again, just to get real science based.
Okay, sure. I love that.
Everything has a shelf life or degradation period. It degrades after use, after multiple uses.
That's a fact. And this nigga was staring at with a Logitech controller.
Oh yeah, no. So, it was the GameCube joint. No, my fault. Logitech.
Logitech, right?
It looked like the GameCube.
It did. I'm not getting in nothing. You got a fucking man with a Logitech controller. But again,
it was working though,
and that's the problem. Listen to others.
It was working.
It was
innovative.
It was innovative. Just because it was innovative, don't make it good.
Damn near cutting edge.
Yo, you know how many innovative, stupid ideas people make?
They almost pulled it off.
No, they didn't. They almost did not, actually. There were no remnants.
They didn't get far.
We didn't find anything from that to this day.
Nah, but all right, so look.
So did it really happen?
If a tree
So look, science studies what is.
Scientific method.
Right?
Yeah.
Just focus on that phrase. Science studies what is.
Right.
Which basically means science already knows what, for the most part, what is.
Right.
Who's gonna find what isn't? And who's gonna find like it's a fine line, cutting edge.
Yeah.
Most of the time that people that are pioneers, they're on that edge.
Yeah.
Like, because you never know, you might find out something that the rest of the world didn't know.
Yeah.
That it now becomes like the greatest thing on earth. Like, this is stupid, but Wi-Fi. I remember I had the Dell computer where I had to be plugged into the hard line.
Plugged in. Yeah.
Yo, you flashing me.
Once Wi-Fi hit, I'm like, what's this?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
But,
well, R.I.P. Stockton. You were an innovator.
Nah, don't do that.
What?
Don't do that.
What? He was, man. He was. He was an innovator. He went out doing what he wanted to do the most. Now, that's passion, if you ask me.
That's what it's all about?
That's what it's all about. So long you go, what they say, go. All right, forget it. Hey, man, this has been We Have More Thoughts. All right. I'm just here to tell you guys how
rest in peace, Stockton Rush, and
all of the individuals involved in that, man. But honestly, it was a really, really good watch.
Jesus.
Now y'all mad at me. Now y'all mad at me. Now y'all mad at me.
That just wasn't the best send off for my man Stock. Fix it.
All right, Stock. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it ended like that.
Yo.
All right, forget it.
Yeah.
We catch y'all next week.
Right.
We have more thoughts each and every Wednesday. QP, y'all good?
Good. Rest in peace, Stock. Yo, y'all want to give some RIPs?
I did already. It's your turn. And Alex, you got to clean that up.
Okay, fine. All right, I'm gonna clean it up. I am so disheartened that they elected to enter the submersive out of passion and innovativeness.
So RIP Stock, right?
And RIP Stock.
And I want to give another quick RIP before we sign off. Yo, it's still been heavy on my heart, but RIP Daryl, yo.
See ya!
Yo, whatever happened to